Hello, my friends, and welcome to those who are new here. My name is Kristen, and you are in the good. This is our weekly conversation around career path. So we're just going to tap in, take a deep breath, connect to our hearts for just a second. Maybe breathe in there. Just even notice that you have a heart and it's beating and it's with you and it's a guiding force that you can integrate your mind and your heart. Okay, so what is it that we need to know about career? What are the validations that we need to hear? What is hidden? What lies beneath? What's being lit up? What's being shown? What's being brought into the light? What's the way forward? Okay. I have a flipper. Change. Well, that's good. Change is good. Change can be like this photo right here, where change can feel like you're twisting and turning around and being mixed into a bit of a blender sometimes. You know, we've been getting in the career love and the weekly energies, we've been getting a lot of the Thunderbolt card coming up, a lot of that Tower energy, a lot of that I'm making choices. I haven't made one yet. And this feels to me like you're finally hitting that place of really understanding where you want to go, or understanding at least where you have been and how that informs where you want to go, whether it's a little bit of where you are now, completely changing it. But going into the void is what I'm hearing here as well. And we have like every single chakra color. So this is something that is bringing you into wholeness, this change in your career, this change in your work, this change in your life's mission, your purpose, the meaning that you're giving to yourself every single day of your life through the expression of how you earn money in the world. You know, this security and safety that you get, this sovereignty, this agency that you have to bring income in, and the things that you can build for yourself with that income, the nest egg that you built, are building, will be building even more of. This also feels like the World card to me. So there is some decision, some place that you've come to. Perhaps realizing that you're just done with certain aspects of what you're doing every day on a daily basis for work. And maybe you don't want to get rid of all of it, but there's a peace of mind that's here. This also looks like a portal to me. Perhaps you've been on a journey, an internal journey for yourself around what you want to do next. And in a way, there's a huge piece of the unknown here, not knowing, maybe not understanding where you're going to get to the next place, or having these ideas, or maybe there's certain resources that you know that you can cling to, that you can hold on to, grab onto for safety. And there is this inner resilience that you have built through going through whatever it is that you've had to go through, whatever challenges, whatever huge insights, because again, there's a disruption piece where some sort of knowledge has come in, some sort of intel, some kind of information, some sort of data or analytic has come into you. For some of you, was perceived through a gossip or rumor, or perhaps gossip and rumor was affecting you. But this is like shooting yourself into the portal of you don't know yet quite everything or quite how you're going to get there. But it feels very full. When I look at this card, I just really feel that there is a network. There's divine networking. So there's networking within the guidance system that you have, as far as any, ancestors that you connect to, those that have passed that have connect to, your higher self as your main guide, like what your higher self knows or accepts about yourself that on a daily basis maybe you don't connect to as much because you're worried about this, bringing home the bacon and making sure that you have all these things and keeping yourself afloat and keeping the mechanism of life as most of us live it. those daily routines. But there is something beyond all of that. And all of those things, those mechanisms that keep us alive, that we move through life every single day, they're not bad. It's just this I want more. And it's like you want to jump into a time continuum here. For some of you, that is connecting to dreams that you've had since you were a child, or bringing in those things that you love, or those things that have always been meaning for you since childhood and adolescence. And that message has come up almost in every single career path reading, which is connecting to that which brings you joy, that connects to a certain childlike innocence of play. And how is it possible to bring that into work on a daily basis? And maybe not it's the work itself, but perhaps it's the people around you. Again, this sort of network. You can really have fun with these people, or you're looking to go to a place where you can have more fun. That there's a work hard, play hard that some of you are trying to go for. It's not, you're not trying to avoid the working hard, but have the effort that has to put in. But it's how can I enjoy? For some of you, it's about traveling. There are jobs that will take you traveling more, or visiting different states, visiting different countries, where you will be connecting with people that are a little bit different. For some of you, you are someone who's kind of stayed in your hometown or your city for the majority of your life, and you do really love it there. But it's maybe some of you are going to Ohio for work, or Utah, or Colorado, or someplace more of a small town vibe. And it could be a little, will I like it there? Is it boring? But there's a certain amount of peace that you can learn about. Or you can integrate the essence of more peace by traveling to these different places and just observing and seeing how other people live, and noticing what other people have to teach you, about life and living, and how, yes, that other people deal with the stressors and anxieties of work differently. And it's connecting in with how other people deal with when they feel overburdened, overwhelmed. And it's about traveling to these different places for some of you, where you're just going to see how they integrate that in their life differently. Like in Europe, they take August off. So maybe there's something about how can I bring back what I learned from people that are very different from me, that live very differently from me. How can I bring that into my own life? And this is through work, right? You're making money, but it's about making yourself also a better person. How you doing? Okay, one flipped, we'll grab it. Let me know. So how are you resonating so far with it? Let me know in the comments below. Connect with each other there. Are you thinking about changing careers, changing jobs, going to a different place, starting your own business? Are you wanting some sort of change, or has there been disruption in your work lately? Tell us all about it. Let's connect. Let's support with each other. I am here with you. And don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, because it would mean the world to me if you're liking this. And please subscribe if you are called. Thank you to those who have subscribed. I'm very new here on YouTube. That's 4 of them have flipped. And your subscriptions mean the world to me, every single one. We are 142 strong, and I'm trying to get to 150 by the solstice, which is in a couple of days. If you are called, I would love to connect with you. Okay, we have our flippers here. The Chariot. So the Chariot is also, it's about a forward-moving energy, but sometimes the Chariot can be an energy that can go a little bit out of control, right? If we think about old movies, where we see the chariot races, and then one kind of topples over, like someone's trying to win. They're trying to knock this guy out, and like they're using the horses, and then someone's whole chariot flips over. So there's a message here for someone out there about not being so aggressive and competitive, because you might either burn yourself out, you might knock yourself out by the competition. Some of you don't know what these people that you're competing with have up their sleeve, and it can be a little bit dangerous. So be careful about not managing and not being balanced. We have the dark and light here, right? in the front of this card. Interesting, because this card, I don't see the horses that you normally do. There are just these people here, one dark and one light. There's somebody here that you very much can connect into who's really going to show and illuminate your way through whatever it is that you're trying to get ahead of, that you're nothing wrong with competition. Jealousy is a human emotion, and it's not to be, to feel bad over it. It's about to simply notice in yourself if that's coming up for you. I mean, we all feel it all the time. And I think that competition and is very healthy. And some of us are more competitive than others. And I think there are different parts of our lives where we feel perhaps competitive and then not competitive in this part, right? So, but there's somebody here in the shadow kind of lurking about. So just please be careful as you are driving yourself forward and you're kind of edging yourself. You're using the masculine energy that every single one of us has that is very action oriented. So this is to be very clear about your actions, and there is someone that you can turn to specifically that can help you get clear, or that helps you manage yourself. Like, it's important to know ourselves. It's not about, I don't like this about myself, or I don't like that, or yeah, this is me and I'm not going to apologize for it. We are who we are. We don't have to justify to ourselves one way or another. And it's always good to have certain people in our lives for different personal things, different professional things that we can just go to. Someone that you really, really trust. This person is going to support you in communicating what you're trying to say so that you have your edge. You come across direct, you come across confident, you come across strong, but you also have that sort of like confidence that's from a grounded, serious place. You take yourself seriously in the work, but not yourself too seriously. So there's wings on this person. So it's about having a little bit of lightness and levity as you keep that focus. Stay very direct. You can balance them and be careful of, you don't know who might be competing with you and what they've got up their sleeve. And this person could not be balanced at all. And they might even try some tricky, slippery maneuvers. But if you try to do it all yourself, you'll be better off with the support. Second card, the Page of Swords. So messages coming into you about how to be more clear. There's also someone that could be helping you to initiate an idea that you have. Maybe you're in a group and there's a number of people pitching something. It's about having the newest, freshest idea and not being afraid to, because the page is young, and it's full of promise, and it's not afraid. In this circumstance, this page is not afraid to tap into what we were talking about, like this child innocence. There's something that other people are going to think that's a little bit quirky, or a little bit retro, or I'm hearing the words Throwback Thursday, something that it's on the cutting edge, but not on the cutting edge. It's so on the cutting edge that it's something that invokes a certain type of memory of the past and combines cutting edge, forward-moving, modern. Some of you might be modernizing something. And the way that you communicate it needs to have this freshness to it. So if you're in a meeting, if you're pitching something, if you're having to give a presentation, it's about having this lightness and this levity to it, right? Because if you want to match your energy with what you're pitching, whether it's a product or an idea, and there's someone, and I feel it's someone older. I have you as the page here, and I just feel like there's somebody with more experience. And for some of you, you think this person might be a bit of a drag, or they're old-fashioned, or they're old corporate this, or whatever it is. But if you know what I'm talking about, go check this person out, because you might be surprised at how they got to the top, and maybe they had a moment of like this for themselves, or maybe they really just are very good at their presentation. They really know how to match their energy to what it is that they're trying to communicate. King of Pentacles talks about, I think this was in the last career reading, a love reading. So we have this mature earth energy. I think this is this person that could potentially also be guiding you. We have the Lovers here. So there's partnership and there's creativity, but there's a choice. Now you could also be, right, because we have 2 here in the Chariot card, you could be choosing between going a more intellectual route and something that is more that, but that's more, it's new. It's like that Aquarian age where it's very expansive and it's about community and interconnection. But there's also a very grounded, mature vibe here where it's like you might be choosing between, do I stay or do I go to a job that's where I have to start maybe fresh, or maybe my title is not the same, or do I start someplace else? Do I go to a start up, or do I stay where I feel grounded and where I can hold on to what I have? But it feels like you can bring one to the other. So for some of you, you are choosing this. We're going to grab one more card. You're choosing this, and for others of you, it's about how do these 2 things inform each other? How can I go where it's almost like doing something completely new and different, but I can go in a stable way? I'm hearing that some of you need to put away your pentacle, that you need to make sure that you have everything in its place, that your kingdom, your home, your life is in a very grounded place in order to start this new thing. If you're choosing to start something new, you have the money to do it. So if you're stepping out on your own or going somewhere else that maybe is not as established as what you were, you have the money to do this, and you don't have to cling so tightly to it. If you choose, you can choose to do something that's going to feel better for you. Maybe you're sick and tired of clinging and holding on to your money and being around people that are just, they might feel too materialistic to you. And it's all about, how do I get more? But they don't seem to have any kind of a life. For some of you, you want to be more with your children. You want to talk to your children about their ideas. You want to encourage your children on their dreams, inspirations, aspirations. And you want to take the hard-earned money that you have worked so, you've sacrificed and compromised, and now you want to make a choice to spend time with the people that you love. Let's just grab one more here to know more about this choice. What's the last message? What's the one last thing? Okay. With the High Priestess and the King of Cups, 2 came out. So this is, you don't want to be over emotional. So if you're presenting, you want to make sure that if people are going to ask you questions and kick back at you, if you've got a group, and there may be this sneaky competitive person, that's kind of like, and yeah, what about that? Or what about this? Or maybe they're making their jokes, or maybe they've got that obnoxious, like, look at me personality, or they have to nitpick it. It's about being able to master your emotions and to stay grounded. And so regardless of how the heart may be beating, right? Because we feel it, but like, you're like this. That you're able to notice that there is some stress coming up, there's some stuff coming up, but it's like you're so grounded that it's like yeah, whatever, like, move on. That's a message for some of you here. But you don't have to be all about stuff and things and security and creating and making more, or just about emotion. That's the High Priestess. That one's coming next. Here is my King of Pentacles. Okay. Or just about emotion, because, oh, this is interesting, because this King of Cups, I want you to see right there, both his feet are in the water. In some tarot decks, in the original Rider-Waite, you'll notice that he's sort of dipping his toe in, right? He's like grounded, but he's dipping his toe. If you're exploring something new, if you're really putting something out there that you really believe in, that might be different for other people to hear, you're stepping in there deep. You're stepping in there. You're putting your heart out there. And you're putting your heart out there in something that to other people comes across, to them it's work, it's business, but your heart is in it. And you want to make it very clear, yeah, my heart's in this. My heart's in this. This is my work. This is what I have to say, and I'm strong, and I'm smart, and I know exactly what I'm doing, and my heart's in this. And with the High Priestess, you know that you need to move forward on this, that whatever cycles have ended, whatever information, whatever events have been disruptive lately, that they have made you stronger, and they've showed you how resilient you are. So you need to go with your gut and to keep moving forward as one thing closes and the new things open, and just jump in. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I love you. Don't forget me to give me that thumbs up. Help get me to 150 in the next couple of days. I will see you for the love reading on Friday, weekly energies every single Monday, and check out those meditations. They are there for you. Be well. Bye.